Good morning students, welcome back. Today we are going to start next unit, electric current. We can say current electricity. So let's start unit 2nd chapter 4 of class 12 physics, current electricity, or we can say electric current. Unit 2nd, current electricity. It is one of the most important unit. We are going to start chapter 4. Our first topic is electric current. So let's know what is electric current, or we can simply say current. It is current. So current is the rate of flow of charge. Current is the rate of flow of charge per unit time. Current is the rate of flow of charge per unit time. It's called electric current. So definition is the rate of flow of charge through any cross section area of the conductor through cross section area of the conductor is called electric current, or simply we can say current. To understand, we are taking one more definition of electric current. The amount of charge flowing through a cross section of a conductor per unit time. The total amount of charge flowing per unit time of through any conductor is called electric current. It is denoted by I. Current is denoted by I. Electric current is denoted by I. So current is charge per unit time. It is the rate of flow of charge per unit time. So it is the ratio of charge to the time. Current is the ratio of charge to the time. Current is denoted by I, charge is denoted by Q, and time is denoted by T. So I is equal to Q upon T. Now its SI unit is ampere. Its SI unit is ampere because SI unit of charge is coulomb, SI unit of time is second. So coulomb per second is called ampere. It is denoted by A. So what is electric current? Electric current is nothing but the rate of flow of charge per unit time. It is the rate of flow of charge per unit time, or we can say amount of charge flowing through any cross section area per unit time. So both are the definition of electric current. Now we will start current density. You can write now our next topic is current density. So let's start current density. Current density is nothing but it is the ratio of current to the per unit area. It is the ratio of current and area of cross section of the conductor through which current is flowing. So current density at a point is defined as current per unit area. Current per unit area is called current density. It is denoted by J. It is denoted by symbol J for current density. So formula is current density is equal to electric current upon the area. It is electric current per unit area. So per unit area, the total current per unit area is called current density. Its SI unit is ampere per meter square. So current density is nothing but the current per unit area is called electric current. Now we will start our next topic, drift velocity. Drift velocity is one of the most important topic. So you can write now our next topic is drift velocity. So before starting the topic drift velocity, we should know what is random motion of electron inside the conductor. Suppose this is the conductor of cross section A. When there is no electric field is applied across the end of the conductor, so electron move in zigzag manner. Electrons move in zigzag manner. For example, sometimes electron move in this direction after collision of other electron or positive particles. It move in this direction. After collision, this move in this direction. After collision, this move in this direction. This is the random motion of electron takes place in the conductor of the conductor. This is the random motion of the electron inside the conductor. So this is zigzag manner. There are many electron, lots of electron. There are millions of electron present inside the conductor. So when we apply electric current in this conductor, this is the conductor. When we apply electric current, when we apply a battery across the end of the conductor, this is the battery, this is the negative terminal of the battery, this is the positive terminal of the battery. We know that current flow through the positive terminal of the battery, current flow through them from positive terminal of the battery. Now, instead of zigzag or irregular manner, electrons move toward the positive terminal of the battery. Electrons move toward the positive terminal of the battery because there are potential difference across the end of the conductor. So these are the electrons. These move toward the positive terminal of the battery. These are the electrons, and these move toward the positive terminal of the battery. But when the electrons move toward the positive terminal of the battery under the influence of external field electric potential applied across the end of the conductor due to this battery. So when these electrons move toward the positive terminal of the battery, they are collide with each other or positive particles. So its velocity decrease. Again they start moving. Again its velocity is decreased due to collision. Again they are start moving because there are continuously an external force is applied on this conductor. So electrons move toward the positive terminal of the battery, but they collides with positive ions. So when they collides with positive ions, so its velocity decrease. But they are starting moving toward the positive terminal of the battery. When they start moving positive terminal of the battery, its velocity increase, but due to collision its velocity decrease. Finally they move toward the positive terminal of the battery, but sometimes its velocity high, sometimes its velocity is low. So the average velocity is called drift velocity. The drift velocity is the average velocity with which electron can drifted. Drift velocity is the average velocity with which these electrons can be drifted toward the positive terminal of the battery under the influence of an external force. So definition is the average velocity, drift velocity is the average velocity with which the free electrons get drifted toward the positive end of the conductor. This is the positive end of the conductor, this is the negative end of the conductor. So we can say the drift velocity is the average velocity with which the free electrons can drifted toward the positive terminal of the battery under the influence of an external electric field. When this electric field developed due to battery. So when potential difference is applied across the end of the conductor, is called drift velocity, and drift velocity is denoted by Vd. So drift velocity is the average velocity with which these electrons can drifted toward the positive terminal of the battery or positive terminal of the conductor under the influence of an external force applied across the end of the conductor. So this without external force, electrons move in zigzag manner. So its speed is approximately 10 to the power 5 meter per second. But when an external force applied to the end of the conductor. So it moved through the average velocity, and this average velocity is called drift velocity. So drift velocity is the average velocity. It is approximate 10 to the power minus 5 meter per second. It is very small. It is very small. So drift velocity is the average velocity. So we are going to start our next topic. You can write now. Our next topic is relation between drift velocity and current. So our next topic is relation between drift velocity and electric current. So let's start. Before starting the relation between drift velocity and current, consider a conductor. This is the conductor. We can say this is conductor PQ. This is the conductor of length L, is connected with the battery. This is the terminal, negative terminal of the battery. This is positive terminal of the battery, and we know that current is flow through positive terminal of the battery always. So suppose the potential difference V. Suppose the potential difference is V is applied across the end of a conductor of length L. Suppose the potential difference V is applied across the end of the conductor of length L. The total length of the conductor is L, and area of conductor, area of cross section of the conductor is A. Suppose this is conductor of length L, and its potential difference is V, and its cross section area, this is called cross section area. This cross section area is A. Now volume of the conductor. Volume is calculated by area into length. So volume of the conductor is area into length. This is the volume of the conductor. Suppose number of electron per unit length is n. Number of electron per unit length is n. Suppose number of electron per unit length is n, then total number of electron in conductor, total number of electron in conductor per unit electron, total number of electron per unit length is n. So total electron in the conductor is n into A into L. This is A into L is the volume of the conductor. So this is the total volume of the conductor, and number of electron per unit length is n. So total electron is n into A into L. So we write charge here. Charge is the number of electron into one electron. So number of electron is n into A into L. So n into A into L, and one electron is E. So this is the charge. Now suppose this electrons moving with the velocity of drift velocity. So suppose the drift velocity of electron is Vd. So we know that velocity is equal to distance upon time. So this distance, this is the total distance of electron have to travel. So this is the total distance. So velocity equal to distance upon time. So we can calculate the formula of time. Time is equal to distance. Distance, the total distance of conductor is L. So L upon Vd. Vd is the drift velocity. But we know that current is equal to charge upon time. Charge divided by time. Current is equal to charge divided by time. So formula of charge N A L E. Formula of charge N A L E divided by time, and formula of time is distance upon Vd. Distance is L divided by Vd. So this L may be cancelled. So formula is N A E, and this goes to numerator Vd. So this is the relation. This is the relation between current and drift velocity. This is the relation between drift velocity and electric current. So it is very easy and important. relation between current and drift velocity. First of all, we have to calculate volume, then we have to calculate total number of electron, then we have to calculate charge, and we have to calculate time travel to time taken by electron to travel the distance. Now formula is current is equal to charge upon time. So we have to put the value of charge NaLe and time L divided by Vd. So this is the relation between current and drift velocity. You can write. Now our next topic is Ohm's law. Ohm's law is one of the most important topic you already studied in 10th class. Now you have to again study in 12th class. So Ohm's law. What is Ohm's law? We know that this is the conductor. This is the conductor. When we apply potential difference across the end of the conductor, so current is flowing. Current flow due to potential difference. So when we apply potential difference across the end of the conductor, so current is flow. So this current is directly proportional to potential. This current is directly proportional to potential. This is called Ohm's law. Current is directly proportional to potential. So what is Ohm's law? A German scientist, George Simon Ohm. A German scientist. He was from German. A German scientist. The full name of Ohm is George Simon Ohm. George Simon Ohm is the full name of Ohm. So, a German scientist, George Simon Ohm, in the year 1828, gave the most fundamental law of electricity. Known as Ohm's law. A German scientist, George Simon Ohm, gave the most fundamental law of electricity known as Ohm's law. So, according to this law, if the physical property of the conductor does not change, remember the condition. According to this law, if the physical properties, remember the point, if the physical properties of conductor does not change. Physical property means the length of the conductor does not change. The length of the conductor should not be changed. The temperature of the conductor should not be changed. The shape and size of the conductor should not be changed. So, if the physical property of the conductor does not change, then the current flowing through the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference. Is directly proportional to this current is directly proportional to the potential difference applied across the end of the conductor. Ohm's law applied only for those conductors whose physical property does not change. Physical property means length of the conductor does not change, area of the conductor does not change, shape and size of the conductor does not change, and temperature also should not be changed. Then Ohm's law is applicable. So according to Ohm's law, if the physical condition of the conductor does not change, then current flow through the conductor, this current flow through the conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference. Current is directly proportional to potential difference. So we can understand, suppose I is the current flowing through the conductor, I is the current, and V is the potential. So according to Ohm's law, I is directly proportional to V. I is the current, V is the potential. So I is directly proportional to V. So when we remove this proportionality sign, so a constant comes, V is equal to R I. This is the This R is the proportionality constant, is called the resistance of the conductor, because the resistance of the conductor different for different conductors. So Ohm's law, a German scientist George Simon Ohm gave the most fundamental law of electricity in 1828. This is called Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, if the physical property of the conductor does not change, then current flow through the conductor is directly proportional to R, directly proportional to potential. Current flow through the conductor is directly proportional to resistance, potential. This potential is directly proportional to current. So when we remove this proportionality sign, a constant comes. The R is the proportionality constant, is called resistance. Where R is the proportionality constant, called as electrical resistance of the conductor. So it is very easy. You already studied in 10th class. Now you have to again study Ohm's law. So Ohm's law is current is directly proportional to potential. We can remember V equal to Ri. Now you can write